Good morning, and welcome to the Tonya Harbin Real Estate Hour. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to talk real estate. How to buy it, how to sell it, how to make the most out of your investment. We just got to ask the question, what is happening with real estate? Without further ado, here she is, the star of the show, Miss Tonya Harbin. And we have to ask the pro that know. And that's Tonya Harbin, real estate brokered by Real Tonya. What is happening with real estate? I heard, I believe it was last week, that the rates are going down and more homes are. As a matter of fact, is it true that you listed more homes in a long time, last month or something like that? Did you set a new record?
Yeah, I mean, we've been listing a lot of homes. So lots of people are putting their house back on the market.
Well, I heard you have a new broker with you that's helping you, and I want to welcome him to the Tonya Harbin Real Estate Hour, brokered by Real. It's none other than Zach Kaboski. We haven't seen you in so long.
I'm sorry. Man.
But you've been busy, so I'm going to drop the bomb here on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You're in my prayers daily now, even more so now than ever before. And yes, I stalk you. I stalk you when you're out on weekends showing homes, but you're about to be a daddy.
Yeah, number 2 is on its way. Yeah.
Wow.
Second
Okay.
time's the charm.
Number 1 is a little girl.
Little boy.
A little boy.
Yes.
All right. And number 2?
Another little boy.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yay!
Jackie's outnumbered.
So,
No.
So they're
Oh, yeah.
gonna keep trying. I mean, they might have 6 kids.
Can I do this
Never
on?
know.
Can I do this on the Tonya Harbin Real Estate Hour? I say that God blesses moms with little boys because they become mom's little defenders. Trust me, they're mama's boys and daddy's girls.
Mm-hmm.
I have 8 children, 5 daughters and 3 sons. I will tell you, the little boys are defenders of mama.
Oh, yeah.
And trust me, I'll sometimes say, doggone it, Donna, and they'll go, Dad, watch the way you talk to mom. So, and I'm like, y'all better back up.
That might be your wife, but that's my mom.
Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations.
Thank you.
God
I'm
bless
excited.
you and your family. So no wonder you haven't been here.
I know.
They've kept it a big secret.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Keep
all
it
right.
underground.
And I noticed that some of the people here prior to the show were asking, when are you due? I don't need to know when you're due, but are you going to have the baby?
I'm not going to have the baby. I will be there in support 100%.
Well, you've helped many of the homes. So if you're needing to expand your territory, your home, you need to get bigger because more families coming.
So I want to say something that we've been talking about, and I've been talking to everyone on our team about is, there is a big thing that's going on in real estate. I mean, I've seen it on TikTok. It's something that I have put into the universe since I was a little girl.
Put it on.
My dad, we used to watch the show Dallas, right?
Love that show.
Yes, and everyone lived together, right? Like
Yep.
the families, they all live together.
I love that.
So now a big thing on TikTok and on social media are family compounds.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Okay, so I have been putting this in the universe for years, and I'm going to put it out here. So, my daughter started dating now her husband in the 8th grade, and I've been putting it out there not since obviously the 8th grade, but, probably since after they graduated
Freshman
high
year.
school.
Yeah, freshman.
Well, maybe, I might have said, okay, if you want to date my daughter, we're going to be like the house on Dallas. No, I'm just kidding. But,
No, you're not kidding.
Okay, we should all live close together because that would be really fun. And now one of my son-in-laws is actually on board with that. So I think because they watch TikTok and it looks really cool, we can have a family compound. So we're actually looking at land to buy we can all build houses on land.
I will share this with you. I have brought that up with my daughter just recently moving out and stating, let's get this house built up. Let's get this one built up. Let's get all these compounds or these houses, and let's get them finished off. You can rent them out or sell them, Dad. And they have decided, something I've always wanted. I want to buy like a 400-acre ranch. I don't know. I mean, how many acres? 40. And put my house on one corner, another child on another corner, another child, and then an inner, road that we can, in the event I need Hey, your mom's not doing well. I need somebody over here. Boom, they can come and help. That's a great idea.
It's really a good concept. So I've been watching all the videos on this, and like the grandparents are like the clubhouse. So that'll be me. We'll be the clubhouse. All the kids, and it looks really neat. Like all the cousins like go, and they're like best friends because they're all hanging out. So I'll let you know how this goes, but I feel it coming. I'm very excited about it.
That is so. You got a smile that I've never seen before.
They know. Like my kids are everything to me, and now that I've got grandkids, I might even like them more than my children. So
that is a rule.
I didn't know that could be possible.
That's a rule.
But it would just be so fun for them to be able to come over. And like if they need babysitting, we would just be right there. They just run over because we're not gonna have any snakes on our land, so they'll be fine. It'll be great. I'm a little bit scared about the snakes and the scorpions, but other than that, it's gonna be great.
That can all be taken care of with what you feed out there in the country. All right, just make sure you have a couple of possums out there and feed them. Not very much, but they'll keep the snakes away and let them collaborate with your couple of cats, outdoor cats.
But truly, this really is a trending idea of family compounds. It's all over the internet. So.
All right, so let's talk about it. How hard is it for me to find that dream, and what is good? Acreage to put between us. I don't want to be able to see them sitting on their porch, but
I've seen some where they build them closer together. We're not gonna be like all houses in a row. We would be a little bit more spaced out. So it just kind of depends on what you're wanting to do. Some of them online have been 10 acres and they have all the houses and they're just closer together. Some are 100 acres. It just
I'd like to do like 40 acres and smack dab in the middle where you do the crisscross, you put this huge old barn with a swimming pool in it and a hot tub and a barbecue grill, and everybody comes together on Sundays.
Yeah. And that's what we do right now. All of our kids come over on Sundays. We have family dinner. So they don't even have to drive their car.
Seriously? Wow.
It would be so exciting.
I could just see golf carts coming from all directions.
Yeah. No, it really isn't, just.
Can you make that happen?
People are getting older, they can come and they can take care of me.
I'm going to tell you how real that is, because as I continue to age, having 8 children and 17 grandchildren, I have 17 grandchildren, and it gets harder. Recently, we were trying to clean out my house, and I was trying to take some things down from the attic and this off the wall, and I have one of those huge 75-inch televisions, you know which one I'm talking about, and it was up on a dresser, and I couldn't get it down by myself anymore. Something's happened. I've gotten older, but yeah, I was reaching out to children, and I told my wife, I said, it's going to be a lot easier when we're all living on what I call the Fernandez compound. So.
It's even a thing in houses that we see, right, Zach? Like people that want mother-in-law suites and different things, so they're living in the house. And because to go and get care somewhere is so expensive. So many people put their parents in the house.
But I honestly believe that parents will do a lot better when they're living with family, and they won't need as much care because they're being cared for, right. By the family.
And they're seeing people.
Yeah. Now that's very, very important, because I know what the empty house syndrome is like now. It's just Donna and I and a dog and a couple of cats. And if anybody wants dogs and cats, no.
So Zach's laughing, but wait until his kids leave someday.
I've got a number of years more than that. So.
You think it goes by fast.
I know.
Go ahead and get the compound now. So when we're going to get started, we're here at the Tonya Harbin Real Estate Hour, brokered by Real. Let's talk about this one thing. Is that possible? Can we build multiple properties on one land? Or do I have to split the land up and say, they're building their house, I'm building my house, and say, okay, I got to give them so much acreage for it? Or, mean,
I think that you got to make sure on the land that there's not any deed restrictions. You got to make sure that you can get enough water meters. I mean, there's a lot of things that would go into it.
way out in the country?
Water meters right now are a hard thing to get.
Wow, really?
Yeah, in some towns. We were talking to somebody this past week, and they were saying Callahan County, there's a wait for water meters.
Wow, yeah, they've been having some water issues to begin with anyway.
Yeah.
And you sell a lot of homes. Clyde is a very popular suburb. I call it a suburb. Is it a suburb, Zach? What would you call it?
Clyde is still its own separate entity.
Okay, Clyde is its own separate entity, and very popular separate entity. Do you have anything listed in the separate entity of Clyde? You named it.
I mean, Clyde is its own community.
No, Clyde is Clyde America.
Clyde is Clyde America, 100%.
Yeah, thank you, Roger Brown.
Right.
Zach's had several listings in Clyde. I mean, it really is a growing area out there.
Anyway, so do you have any listed now?
Yeah, if not mistaken. And then we actually just closed on a few for some buyers out there. So yeah.
All right. What is the appeal out there? I mean, I was out at the lake. They had a concert, and it's like the community comes together.
I would say the appeal very much so in Clyde is, like you just talked about, is Clyde America. It's a small community. They've really got a really
And Mayor Brown
school.
came up with that name.
I 100% believe that. But they've got a really impressive school system. The amount of growth and building they have been doing over that area has been phenomenal to watch. In fact, they've got their own Starbucks, which, I mean, that's plenty of reason for Tonya to move over there already.
I know. I'm moving to Clyde.
Oh, my Lanta.
It really is. It's such a, plus it's right there off of I-20. So easy for people if they are working in Abilene to get to.
All right, so Tonya, maybe Harbin Compound in Clyde, America?
You never know.
Clyde, America? All right, so let's talk about the housing industry. We've seen the rates recently drop. There is prediction that more drops are on the way, and even bigger drops are on the way. The politicians, which I'm not going to talk about that, but they are making some promises. Does it really make a difference? Because we kind of bounce back. I'm afraid that after the election, whoop, they're back up again. Because we need to raise money. How does that work if interest rates, housing taxes are through the roof now. Insurance for homes is through the roof now. How can we save money on insurance and taxes? And better yet, the interest rate.
So I would say, as far as what was the latest NAR statistic, Tonya, correct me if I'm wrong with this, but they were saying for every half a point, they're going to see about $1 million buyers come back into the market. Is it something of the nature?
Yeah, that's what the National Association of Realtors has said.
Yeah. So
how many?
They're saying
when it drops down, how much?
They're saying they're predicting about 1 million buyers to come back into the market. So you've got so many people throughout this entire year, 2023 included, that have been waiting for this interest rate drop that's been promised, and it's already happening. So that's awesome. And there's even forecasts and promises of it happening more after the election is completed. So I think that being said, there's going to be more buyers coming to the market, and that's going to stabilize with combining the fact that more sellers are, it's coming alive again. We're going to start getting our house back.
So let's say the government is going to be handing out money. I'm just saying, what if they're going to be handing out $25,000, $30,000 to buy a home? What's that going to do to home prices? Is it going to make me go, well, I was asking $250, now I'm asking $300,000?
I would say even if that happens, because we saw this, even back in 2021, whenever prices got wild, is they still have to appraise. Regardless if, you get a property, you put it under contract for $200,000. If an appraiser comes in, the majority of buyers, about 60-80%, are going to be using FHA or VA. So they have to get appraised. So regardless, appraiser comes in and says, hey, even though you got this property under contract for $200,000, it's only worth $180,000. So unless the buyer is willing to, or has the capability of producing an additional $20,000 cash, which 99.999% not going to do it, then you have to adjust the price or not sell it and just sit on it. So I think that factor alone is going to help stabilize a lot and not, have this crazy amount of price increase like we see in California and New York, because you do have those big time cash buyers that can come in and buy a property regardless of what the price is. Hawaii, not so much. The big country is protected by the fact that we don't have that type of investor coming in.
I recently published an article on this station's website that Abilene, Texas was ranked at number 7 of choice towns to move to for colleges. All right, they're talking about young families trying to finish out college, wanting to go to college, and it was the Greater College Board that came up and said, all right, let's find the top cities in America that is a good college town, it's a good family town, and guess what the number 3 thing was? Something that you're experts in. The prices of homes. So Abilene, Texas, in the top 10, Abilene ranked number 7 in the United States of America. Something you're used to, Tonya, being ranked up there nice and high. What makes it Abilene so affordable? I mean, are we just giving away the homes and building them cheap, or are we building our own, firewood out there?
Well, I mean, it boils down to a lot of different components. One being that we don't have these investors coming in and spending X amount of dollars above a price, above appraisal that increases sales price. So that's a huge factor that helps keep our appreciation at an acceptable level for our value. And then following up with the fact that Dias Air Force Base, we talked about this.
See, I was asking about Dias. Talk to me about that.
Time and time again, Dias is going to be another big component of a stabilizing factor here now. You've got, largest employer bringing in the most amount of people in here. They're going to use a government product as their loan, which is going to have an appraisal protection. So that is going to be a big component on keeping things steady and stable.
All right.
My brother lives right outside of McKinney. I can't remember the name of the town. I think it's by Anna. Anyways, I went out there, and so I was just thinking, okay, there is like nothing here. There was maybe just CVS, a couple of fast food places, and that was it. And I thought this could be a good place. It's outside of McKinney to, buy some rental homes. Oh no. I looked it up, as I always do when I go into a neighborhood. And the cheapest houses were almost $400,000. Yeah. In a town with nothing in it.
But they're 4,000 square foot homes, right?
No.
Seriously?
No. They were probably 1,800 square feet.
Wow. 400 G.
Yeah.
And there's still homes in Abilene that are 3-bedroom, 2 baths that you can pick up for $150,000 that are moving condition.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I just think we're so much more affordable than so many other places. So you can actually buy a home.
Well, Mr. Bosky just brought something up here, and we have Dias Air Force Base. And we know what kind of income the airmen have. They're not the richest people in the world, so they're not going to be able to buy expensive homes. Do you think that's one of the factors also? Because they are the largest employer in Abilene, and then the next one is the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the hospital is, I'm going to call them for what it's worth. Please forgive me. I have 3 daughters and a wife working in that field. I call it servant type jobs, because they're working, whether, I've got a couple of them in rehab hospitals and stuff. So the incomes aren't that great.
No, and you're right. I mean, Dias, Hendrick Hospital, a lot of those people are going to be using either FHA or VA style loans. Now, you do have doctors that are going to come in either paying cash or conventional, but the pool of buyers in that price range is not going to be nearly as high as what we see on the opposite ends of the United States. So I would say, yeah, those are going to be big components in stabilizing.
All right. So if you're looking to buy or sell, Abilene is really the place. So that poll that just came out, and the new study says Abilene's number 7, and they gave the average price of a house in Abilene, Texas, was $178,000. Does that sound about right?
I would say it's higher than that.
Yeah.
I mean, probably the average price in our city is probably like $250, $260. I mean, for our team, probably it's a little bit higher than that. I mean, we sell houses all over the price range. I mean, we sell sold some for $50,000. We have some listed right now for $100,000. You know, up to I don't even know what our.
What's the most
highest price
expensive house you have?
Gosh, we just closed one that's like almost 1.6.
Whoa!
Like that.
We have properties like that in Abilene,
And it goes up.
and it goes up. All
Which
right.
is so crazy, you know, because when I started real estate here, I don't know that there were any $1 million properties. So
Were they built that way, or has the
I mean,
price
just
gone
the
up?
prices have gone up, you know, since I started real estate in 2007.
I'm about to finish and publish an article on the most expensive real estate property in the Lone Star State. It's for sale once again. It was for sale 2.5 years ago. I guess they bought it, lived in it, said, okay, that's enough. It's got its own runway, its own airport, hangar and everything. So is $500 million a lot of money for a house?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's a compound plus.
Well, it does have several homes on it.
Uh-huh.
And I was showing it to my wife last night, and I said, look at it. This would be a great place, because what we were talking about earlier, Tonya, your idea of having the compound. I said, it's already got the hangar, and it says hangar also has a home in it, that somebody could live in it. It's got the runway, and then it's got a couple of other little homes as well on it. And I said, we've already got it built up. And she goes, no, we buy the place, and I hadn't told her what it was selling for. And we allow, because it's halfway between Abilene and Austin. And I said, what are we going to do? And she goes, you're going to allow all the movie stars and all the country artists that fly in. I happen to know one. I'll name him Kenny Chesney. Flies wherever he goes. He could fly in privately, put his airplane in the hangar, stay there, and nobody will be chasing him going, oh, are you here? Because they go to the airports a lot of times. And I said, really? And what would we charge for something like that? And she goes, why? How much is this place? $500 million. That's $500 million.
That's crazy.
Do those homes really sell in America?
I mean, yeah.
You're nodding.
Oh, yeah, I 100% believe that's going to sell at some point. In my brain, I was just
It's already
calculating.
sold once.
Yeah, exactly. I was calculating, if it was an Airbnb, how much would you need to rent it out per night for it to be profitable? That's where my brain went to. So,
And it's right at 400 acres.
yeah. Oh, my gosh.
So yeah, Airbnb, it'd be a nice place. Fly your airplane in, got your own airport.
Shucks, why not?
Yeah. And each one of the little compound houses had pools and hot tubs. So,
That's crazy.
yeah, you're not going over to mom's to go, we're coming over to swim, Mom. But when you build your compound, Tonya,
I will have the swimming pool. My
Yeah.
kids they will come to my house.
Yeah,
It's
you make
my
sure-
house.
make sure it's a deed restriction that only grandma gets to have the pool. The others aren't.
That's right. I get all the fun things. Everybody else gets the boring things.
Everyone only gets
I
one
think-
TV per household.
I
That's
know,
it.
I think they would want that, because then their kids are at my house fighting.
You can see the face on Zach Oboski
Oh,
right now.
man.
Oh my Lord.
That's
His,
how cults start, right? I mean, you just control all the entertainment, right?
That's right.
it's okay. It's okay. We love our
Johnny's
children.
okay with this.
Yeah. All right. Tonya Harbin, Real Estate Hour, brokered by Rio. Interest rates seem to be going down, and I'm believing that the prices of homes will be coming down also. Something happened during the pandemic, and I want to bring this up since I have both of you in the house. During the pandemic, it was the buyers were paying over the asking price. The buyers were paying for closing costs, and the buyers were paying for this, for that, for this inspection, that inspection. Man, what happened? All of a sudden, the interest rate went through the roof. I mean, how high did it get? 7%, 8%?
We were knocking on the door for 8% with FHA and VA loans, so yeah.
Wow. So, and then all of a sudden, the price of the homes. So are the home prices going to start falling when the interest rate falls, or does it mean the prices get, because everybody goes crazy going, let's go buy, let's go buy.
So, and Tonya, hop in on this one. I would say when the interest rates, as they continue to drop, I would say we're going to see, more buyers come into the market. And what naturally happens is you do start getting those multiple offer situations, and that does start steadily increasing the sales price. Now, do I think it's going to, get out of proportionate and destabilize? No. When we were seeing interest rates around the 2s and the 3s, that's when it was just the wild, wild west. Like everyone was going crazy. But when you're sitting around 5, you're certainly saving a lot more money than you were at 7, but it's still not, I would say, that same level of intensity as it was with that 2.
How much money are we saving on monthly payments, just on the average house? What's the average cost of a house in Abilene now? Either one of you? $250,000 home. Let's say goes down 2%, went from 7 to 5. How much am I actually saving a month on a $250,000 home because I decided to buy when the interest rate dropped 2%?
I think you're looking around maybe $200 to $300 per month.
Really?
Yeah. So it adds up.
No way. All right. So if and what does that do with the interest rates dropping and everybody getting frisky? How do the homes get? How do they? I guess you got me laughing.
Yeah. Because houses are getting frisky. I don't know.
Well, everybody's getting frisky in the market, wanting to go buy homes because of that. How are the loan rates? Are they going to be harder to get loans or easier? I mean, you've seen this happen before when the housing market started going crazy.
Oh, I would say loan criteria is, I doubt, going to drop as far as making it more accessible for buyers. I think interest rates are going to drop as they are, but I don't think in terms of people qualifying to take out a loan for that, I don't think those standards or those qualifications are going to drop.
So the qualifications for loan approvals and getting approved for a loan and getting a mortgage is still going to remain the same.
Yeah, I haven't heard any word about any special programs or any adjustments coming there.
Because there for a while, am I wrong? I'm going to assume, and I will assume that when there for a while, it was anybody could get on in here. You only got a 55 score,
Yeah, but they got a lot stricter with everything. And so, I think it'll stay the same because it's been pretty strict.
All right. Prices went through the roof. Everything got expensive. You can't even afford to buy a car, put gas in it. I'm living in this home. How many are being repossessed? Are we seeing a lot of repos too in this market compared to 2 years ago when here we were dealing with something called COVID? COVID? Have you heard of that? Anyway, so the homes everybody was buying and wanting to be fixing up things. And so what does it look like now?
I would say there have probably been, this year and last year, I've seen some foreclosures. I've seen more foreclosures than I have in previous years.
Okay.
So I would say there is probably, 100% definitely an increase there.
I can just tell you right now, if there is any way, and you're listening to this radio show, Tonya Harbin Real Estate Hour, brokered by Real, Tonya Harbin Real Estate, brokered by Real. I'm telling you, if you can avoid a foreclosure, avoid it at all costs. Reach out to family, reach out to friends, avoid that, because I can tell you that it is a permanent mark on your, and even though they say, oh, it's only going to be on your credit report for 7 years. No, that's permanent.
Yeah.
And it stays there forever. And when it comes time that you really do need a place, and I was young and foolish. No. Please don't do that. All right. With that said, can we turn to Tonya Harbin Real Estate and say, hey, they're about to take it away, or I can't pay the taxes. Can you help me sell it really fast?
Yes. Because it's better to do, something than let it go into foreclosure. Even if you have to sell it for a lesser price, it's better to do that than to have that ding on your credit.
Yeah. So never, ever foreclose on a home if you can avoid it. All right. With that said, and if something like that's happening, reach out to family, friends, reach out to Tonya Harbin Real Estate. Let's see if we can help you. We don't want that ding on your credit forever because we always need a home. Before we go out of here, I got to ask, are there going to be any homes on the market being showed this weekend?
Yes, they're all on our Facebook page. We always have lots of open houses.
Facebook at Tonya Harbin team. Facebook at Tonya Harbin team. Mr. Oboski, it's been a while since we've seen you. Are you going to be showing a home anywhere this weekend? Anywhere? Do you have a home that you're going to be showing?
He just wants your coffee shop.
I know, he wants the coffee shop.
I told him in the winter.
just
You
didn't
would
mean
probably
like,
have
oh
it.
man.
I'll have a bowl of chili for you.
Throw me under the bus. All right, there you go. I love you too. You're awesome. You're the best real estate agents in all of West Texas.
Oh, and don't forget about our zoo event.
Yes, we're going to be there for you.
Yes.
What is the date?
October 4th.
All right, October the 4th, we're going to be there and broadcasting live as well. Everybody gets in free,
That's right.
and we'll have the times. I'll have it all posted on the station's app, so get ready for that. Tonya Harbin, thank you.
Thank you, Rudy.
Zach, you really do exist.
I do.
Zach Koboski in the house, on the mic, busting a move, kicking it live. I didn't do a song for you, but I'm going to... Go ahead with your rap. Come on. Zach Koboski, he's the man.
You know what's sad is I actually have a music degree and I couldn't use that to save my life. So yeah, you're on your own there.
All right, with that said, you've been listening to the Tonya Harbin Real Estate Hour, brokered by Real. Oh, by the way, start packing. You're going to be moving soon. This is KYYW, Abilene, Texas.